Hello there, I am Kaden Matinpour, and I am doing my first Star Wars video? Wait, that can't be right. I legit grew up on Star Wars, and as much as I love, Marvel and DC, I talk about it like all the time, I grew up on Star Wars, so I totally intended this channel to be just Star Wars and Marvel. Well, congrats DC for taking over. Huh. Wow. Well then, I'm happy to say that my first Star Wars video will be on the show about my favorite Star Wars villain, Maul. Awesome. Maul has become one of the best characters alongside Tech and Rex to come out of Star Wars animation, and I truly believe there is a chance that this might be the best Star Wars show yet. Cue intro! Maul is the perfect character. In fact, after Anakin, I would say he has the coolest and most tragic story. He grew up on Dathomir, which is controlled by the Night Sisters, and he was the son of Mother Talzin herself. But when Palpatine needed an apprentice, the first person she was willing to sacrifice was her son, so he could be the Sith Chosen One.
You were the Chosen One!
So Maul had been ripped from his family and everything he had ever known with great expectation. Then Maul trained for years with Sidious to become a very early version of an Inquisitor with double-bladed lightsabers and the ruthless hate for Jedi. And he revealed the Sith to the Jedi for the first time in 1,000 years. Or 100? I don't know. I love certain parts of Acolyte, especially the fight scenes, but it definitely screws with the history of the High Republic a little bit.
These timelines are so confusing.
Then he defeated Liam Neeson himself, Qui-Gon Jinn, and then he got his entire body ripped in half by Obi-Wan Kenobi. But to quote Luke Skywalker,
"No one's ever really gone."
Maul spent years in a dump, going insane and letting his horns grow uncomfortably long and getting spider legs. And you might be asking me, Kaden, didn't Maul literally get burned by a lightsaber in half? That really should have killed him. But here's the thing, as every character in Obi-Wan Kenobi put it, he was too angry to die.
Revenge does wonders for the will to live, don't you think?
You cannot imagine the depths I would go to stay alive, fueled by my singular hatred for you.
Having a big hole burned into your intestines isn't fatal. In fact, that Grand Inquisitor guy, he's alive too. He was too angry to die. Oh.
In all honesty, it was mostly just fans wanting him back and Star Wars coming up with the best reason they could.
How are you still alive?
I was saved by a bunch of fans.
Convenient, that is.
I guess anger makes more sense than I guess just saying somehow, right? I mean, Star Wars would never do that, just bring back a really important character just somehow, right?
Palpatine returned. Palpatine returned.
Anyways, he was found by his brother Savage. He got Beskar legs by the Mandalorian, and an extremely long story short, he caused the Mandalorian civil war and got the Darksaber. And then he killed the only woman Obi-Wan Kenobi ever loved, and he got his revenge. Then he got a vision. He saw the Empire, the massacres, and all the death all caused by Vader, and he tried to warn Ahsoka right before Order 66 with this terror in his eyes, knowing that he'll just see all of this again, which is one of the most saddest moments of Star Wars.
We're all going to die! You don't know what you're doing!
All this was without mentioning he had to watch his brother die by his master, he had to help kill his own mother, and he was trapped on Malachor until he lost another fight to Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he died never truly being free, just having hope for Luke.
He will avenge us.
All of this to say, I love Darth Maul more than any other Star Wars villain, even Vader. And I was ecstatic to hear about his new spin-off show, and honestly, it did not disappoint. Without getting too much into spoilers, the coloring for this show goes absolutely insane. This is probably the best looking Star Wars show ever made, using watercolor techniques to animate it, similarly to the fact that Industrial Light and Magic, Lucasfilm special effects company, used to actually use watercolors to for wide shots of panels. So it kind of makes the whole show kind of full circle to the original trilogy. Also, the ensemble is very fun for this season. Maul has an incredible ensemble full of crooks you would most likely expect, like Mandalorians and Night Brothers, but the show is giving more similarly to the vibe of all movies, The Bad Guys, where it's just about a bunch of criminals trying to be the most successful, kind of like a mafia war, which is incredible because what sounds more awesome than a show about Maul becoming the kingpin of crime?
What fun!
I really hope that this show mends a lot of the gaps in Maul's story because there is so much random teases like in Solo or him somehow ending up in Malachor in Star Wars Rebels. So, because I'm so tired of Maul's story always being sent to the comics. My favorite parts of the 2 episodes alone were the fight scenes. He is not meant for the comics. While I would love to see him in movies again, I really hope that this show is a step forward in sending his crucial character arcs not just into spin-off comics or random teases in movies that he doesn't belong in. Like the whole thing I was saying about his mother didn't sound familiar to you? That's because it happens in the comics.
Do not worry. I'm not going to kill you. I have other uses for you.
Oh, that's another story. Never mind. Anyway.
In summary though, I just cannot wait to see Maul's truly magnificent journey continue not just in books or novels, but in his own show, where he belongs. While I will probably not be able to cover all of the episodes, sadly, until the finale, I am extremely anxious to watch the rest of this incredible show.
What is that?
How do you like it, Daddy-O? I totally awesomized it for you. Now it's a Darth Star.
The rest of this video will have spoilers. Now it is time for a segment I like to call, and it's brand new, Hey clones, you missed a spot. This is the segment where I have 2 contestants try to name 3 people who have survived Order 66. Now this might be a little difficult. Order 66 was a total extermination of all the Jedi. And most likely, like I would say, only 1% should have survived. Are you guys ready? Yeah, we are so in sync, like we finish each other's... Oh. Well, anyways, we will begin sentences! You guys, yeah, you guys. Ding, Cal Kestis. Ding, Seer. Ding, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Ding, that guy from the beginning of Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, that's great. And ding, Yoda. Yeah, ding, I know, Ahsoka Tano. Ding, John Malwood. Bodhi Akuna. Ding, does Anakin Skywalker count? Honestly. Ding, second sister. Dio Daki, whatever her name is. Ding, Asajj Ventress. Ding, Devon Azara. Mace Windu. Wait, no he didn't. In my fanfic he did. Okay, we're done. And who lost? Clones! And this was, hey clones, you missed a spot. Anyways, to my spoiler review, I might have started to overthink with the addition with the Space Cop, but the Space Cop has a robot named Two Boots, which he kind of sounds familiar, and will probably bring the lightheartedness to be the butt of the show. Or is it the heart? I always forget the saying.
What's a butt?
Captain, you know I can't drink it. I just share this moment with you.
But back to the Space Cop. He alluded to his son in the first episode telling Eco not to touch his toy, alluding that his son might be dead and that was a memorabilia. But instead, his son is a child of divorced parents, which is new to Star Wars and made me think if marriage is like a Catholic thing, is there like a space Jesus? And if there's a space Jesus, does he have a lightsaber? Where is this movie?
Wow, so the Bible is actually a trilogy, and the Book of Mormon is Return of the Jedi? I'm interested.
Anyways, Eco Dio is obviously a fill-in for Darth Talon, Maul's apprentice in the comics, who will definitely be more altered because of her age, and how in the comics there was a romantic tension between them, but that will most certainly be ignored. But may I ask, what is it with Dave Filoni having a girl work under the wing of a dude in Star Wars animation, like Omega and Hunter, Ahsoka and Anakin, Talon and Maul? Like, I'm kind of sensing a small pattern, but at least it is easier to sympathize with someone to hear all the exposition for. Kind of like how Luke learned facts from Obi-Wan throughout the show, while the audience also got to learn facts with Luke, and he made it easier for the audience to root for him.
So what do you want, Paul? What's that one concrete goal that motivates all your actions?
I don't think I have one of those.
Well, then how's anyone supposed to sympathize with you, Paul?
Speaking of sympathy, the show made the right decision not having Maul be more sympathetic towards Talon so far, because Maul isn't really a sympathetic person. That's not how he was raised. He was somewhat more kinder to Ezra because he was a tool for Maul to use. While he could connect with Talon more, I hope they keep Maul's sass throughout the series.
I did a bad thing.
Does it affect me?
No.
Then suffer in silence.
In fact, while I'm really enjoying learning more about its entourage, and I do hope they make episodes that help us learn a little more about them, they need to make sure at least 70% of the focus is always on Maul. Because as I've said, Maul is such a rich and fun character that needs a spin-off just to fully grasp his story. And if we get too much focus on Talon, then the appeal of the show actually starts to fade. But so far, the show has done an incredible job at securing that goal. But this leads me to my last thought, and I truly believe that this is what everyone wants in the show. My theory for this show, so far, Darth Vader will confront Maul during the show. The space cop, Brender Lawson to be more specific, leaves a Chekhov's gun in the beginning of the first episode by mentioning how he doesn't want the Empire to intervene. And from shows like Andor, we know how crazy the Empire's force can be, especially in their early days. So that makes sense. But it feels inevitable that the Empire will search for Maul, the Shadow Lord, possibly near the end.
What? Are we being too literal?
No, you fool. We're following orders. We were told to comb the desert, so we're combing it.
Knowing the power of Maul, Palpatine will know his age prevents him from actually attacking him like he did in Clone Wars, so he will send his Padawan, Vader, who will most likely be recently getting his red lightsaber in the comics, and is fueled by anger. And as Filoni said, it's called the Duel of the Fates because Maul decided Anakin's fate by killing Qui-Gon Jinn. And Vader will get his revenge. Revenge of the Sith, if I may.
I understood that reference.
They will finish the battle probably similar to the ending of Obi-Wan. Vader will win, but for whatever reason, he spares Maul and leaves him to be miserable forever on Malachor, knowing that Vader and Anakin finally beat Maul.
I beat you!
But what do you guys think? Should Vader fight Maul? Or would this lead to a continuity error? Is there too many Order 66 survivors? Or honestly, in my opinion, in a galaxy of trillions, I guess this is somewhat fair. Did you like Maul Shadow Lord, or am I off the money? Let me know in the comments, or you can like and subscribe. Any small gesture really is helpful to a smaller channel like this. This is Kaden Matinpour saying...
You stick classy.